Good morning and welcome. On behalf of the English department, I would like to welcome you to the 9th Annual Poetry Out Loud Contest. We are very pleased that you are here. Yeah, you can applaud that. We're very pleased that you could come. This is the culmination of our celebration of Poetry Month, and we're very excited for you to be here. This morning we have 11 contestants who have gone through the process of winning their class competitions. And so today we are obviously having the school-wide competition. Schools all over the country are doing this at this very moment. What happens is that each school has class competitions, a school competition. The winner from our competition will go to the University of Arizona Poetry Center, to the regional, Southern Arizona Regional conference, or contest, I should say, which will be on February 14th on Valentine's Day. I can't think of a better way. So if you need a hot date, Valentine's Day, go to the regional conference. I think it's from 1 to 3. More about that. The winner at the, several winners actually from the regional contest will go to Phoenix for the state contest, and one winner will then proceed to Washington, D.C. for the national contest, which will be in late April, I think. And unless you think this is truly just a dream, 4 years ago, someone who stood at this very podium and this very mic did in fact make it all the way to Washington, D.C. from this school. So we hope that perhaps today the same thing will happen. I do want to thank a few organizations. We want to thank the Poetry Foundation of Chicago, the National Endowment for the Arts in Washington, the Arizona Commission on the Arts in Phoenix, and most importantly, the University of Arizona Poetry Center right here in Tucson. All these organizations provide the money, the organization, and the material for this to happen so that this can happen on a nationwide scale. And we're very pleased and thankful for that. The contest, as many of you know, is quite simple. We have 11 contestants, as I said. Each will come up and perform one poem first in the first round, and then in the second round they will come up and each perform another poem. It's a very simple procedure. So watch carefully and listen carefully. Now, you might wonder, who are our judges? And we have 3 illustrious judges that I'd like to introduce now. Our first one is Mr. Tyler Meyer. If you wave, please. Thank you. Mr. Meyer is, and we're very pleased that he could be here, the Executive Director of the University of Arizona Poetry Center. He is a published poet himself. He was a former managing editor of the Kenyon Review, and I think most importantly to us, he happens to be the husband of middle school history teacher, Miss Pat. Yay! Our second judge is Mr. Tim Milner. Tim is a graduate of the Gregory School. He graduated in 2007. He went to Santa Fe College for a while, then to the University of Arizona, from which he graduated in 2011. And he is currently the projects manager at the Canyon Ranch here in Tucson. And our third judge probably needs no introduction. She's something of a ringer, actually. She's judged many of these contests in classes, so we thought we'd bring her back. Our former director of the upper school, Miss Susan Heinz. And I also want to mention that down here in the front row, Ms. Elizabeth Young, our chair of the English department. She will be judging accuracy along with the, to let the judges know what, in fact, how well they did. And Ms. Jessica Langenpeck is our prompter. So just a quick reminder, what you're looking for and what the judges are looking for is physical presence, understanding of the poem, voice and articulation. These are the things that they will be looking at. And just as a reminder to you, the audience, these students have worked very hard. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of determination, and practice to get up here, and just a bit of panache. So as you guys sit back and listen, be a receptive, a welcoming, and a helpful audience. I know you can do that. So, we will now begin. Contestant number 1.
Hi, my name is Carly Kaler, and I will be reciting Deliberate by Amy Uematsu. So by 16, we move in packs, learn how to strut and slide in deliberate low-down rhythm, talk in syncopated beat, because we want so bad to be cool, never to be mistaken for white, even when we leave these rowdier LA streets. Remember the time we used to paint our eyes like gangsters, flash our legs in nylons, sassy black high heels, or 2-inch zippered boots? Stack them by the door at night, next to Daddy's muddy gardening shoes.
My name is Chloe Durand, and today I will be reciting Idea 43, Why Should Your Fair Eyes with Such Sovereign Grace, by Michael Drayton. Why should your fair eyes with such sovereign grace disperse their rays on every vulgar spirit, whilst I, in darkness in the self-same place, get not one glance to recompense my merit? So doth the plowman gaze the wandering star, and only rest contented with the light, that never learned what consolations are beyond the bent of his unknowing sight? Oh, why should beauty, accustomed to obey, to their gross sense apply herself so ill? Would God I were as ignorant as they, when I am made unhappy by my skill. Only compelled on this poor good to boast, heavens are not kind to them that know them most.
Hi, my name is Xiaoyi He, and I'll be performing Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chilliest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Catherine Hu, and today I'm going to recite The Ocean by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The ocean has its silent caves, deep, quiet, and alone. Though there be fury on the waves, beneath them there is none. The awful spirits of the deep hold their communion there, and there are those for whom we weep, the young, the bright, the fair. Calmly, the weary seamen rest beneath their own blue sea. The ocean solitudes are blessed, for there is purity. The earth has guilt, the earth has care. Unquiet are its graves, but peaceful sleep is ever there, beneath the dark blue waves.
Good morning. My name is Monty, and I will be reciting The Craftsman by Marcus B. Christian. I ply, with all the cunning of my art, this little thing, and with consummate care I fashion it so that when I depart, those who come after me shall find it fair and beautiful. It must be free of flaws, pointing no laborings of weary hands, and there must be no flouting of the laws of beauty as the artist understands. Through passion, yearning, infinite yet dumb, I lift you from the depths of my own mind and gild you with my soul's white heat to plumb the souls of future men. I leave behind this thing that in return this solace gives. He who creates true beauty ever lives. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Caitlin McCormick, and I will be reciting Every Single Day by John Straley. Suppose I said the word springtime, and I wrote the words King Salmon on a piece of paper and mailed it to you. When you opened it, would you remember that afternoon we spent together in the yellow boat when the early whales were feeding and we caught our first fish of the year? Or would you remember that time off Cape Flattery when you were a little girl, your father smoking, telling stories as he ran the boat? Then the tug and zing of that very first fish spooling off into the gray-green world. You laughing and brushing back your hair before setting the hook. I know I am hard to understand sometimes, particularly when you are standing at the post office with only a piece of paper saying King Salmon on it. But just think of it as a promissory note. And that tug, that electric thrill pulling your mind into deep water is how I feel about you every single day.
I'm Nicholas Neal, and I'll be reciting Spring by Gerard Manley Hopkins. Nothing is so beautiful as spring, when weeds and wheels shoot long and lovely and lush, thrush's eggs look little low heavens, and thrush through the echoing timber does so rinse and ring the ear, it strikes like lightnings to hear him sing. The glassy pear tree leaves and blooms, they brush the descending blue. That blue is all in a rush with richness. The racing lambs too have fair their fling. What is all this juice and all this joy? A strain of the earth's sweet being in the beginning, in Eden garden. Have, get, before it cloy, before it cloud, Christ, Lord, and sour with sinning, innocent mind and mayday, and girl and boy, most, O maid's child, thy choice, and worthy the winning. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alex Nessie, and I will be reciting The Lamb by Linda Gregg. It was a picture I had after the war, a bombed English church. I was too young to know the word English or war, but I knew the picture. The ruined city still seemed noble. The cathedral with its roof blown off was not less godly. The church was the same, plus rain and sky. Birds flew in and out of the holes God's fist made in the walls. All our desire for love or children is treated like rags by the enemy. I knew so much and sang anyway, like a bird who will sing until it is brought down. When they take away the trees, the child picks up a stick and says, "This is a tree. This is the house and the family," as we might. Through a door of what had been a house, into the field of rubble walks a single lamb, tilting its head, curious, unafraid, hungry.
My name is Asha Ramakumar, and I will be reciting Dawn Chorus by Sasha Dugdale. Every morning since the time changed, I have woken to the dawn chorus, and even before it sounded, I dreamed of it. Loud, unbelievably loud, shameless, raucous. And once I rose
and twitch the curtains apart, expecting the birds to be pressing in fright against the pane like passengers. But the garden was empty, and it was night. Not a slither of light at the horizon. Still the birds were bawling through the mist. Terrible, invisible, a million small evangelists. How they sing, as if each had pecked up a smoldering coal, their throats singed and swollen with song, in dissonance, as befits the dark world, where only travelers and the sleepless belong. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Waqas, and today I will be reciting A Poison Tree by William Blake. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning, with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles and with soft, deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning, glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. Thank you.
My name is Elaine Wright, and I will be reciting Piano by D.H. Lawrence. Softly, in the dusk, a woman is singing to me, taking me back down the vista of years, till I see a child sitting under the piano in the boom of the tingling strings, and pressing the small, poised feet of a mother who smiles as she sings. In spite of myself, the insidious mastery of song betrays me back, till the heart of me weeps to belong to the old Sunday evenings at home, with winter outside, and hymns in the cozy parlor, the tinkling piano our guide. So now it is vain for the singer to burst into clamor with the great black piano appassionato. The glamour of childish days is upon me. My manhood is cast down the flood of remembrance. I weep, like a child, for the past.
Hi, my name is still Carly Kaler, and I will be reciting A Noiseless Patient Spider by Walt Whitman. A noiseless patient spider. I marked where on a little promontory it stood isolated. Marked how to explore the vacant, vast surrounding. It launched forth filament, filament, filament out of itself. ever unreeling them, ever tirelessly speeding them. And you, O my soul, where you stand, surrounded, detached, in measureless oceans of space, ceaselessly musing, venturing, throwing, seeking the spheres to connect them, till the bridge you need be formed, till the ductile anchor hold, till the gossamer thread you fling, catch somewhere, O my soul.
My name is Chloe Durand, and today I will be reciting The True Blue American by Delmore Schwartz. Jeremiah Dixon was a true blue American, for he was a little boy who understood America, for he felt that he must think about everything because that's all there is to think about, knowing immediately the intimacy of truth and comedy, knowing intuitively how a sense of humor was a necessity for one and for all who live in America. Thus, natively and naturally, when on an April Sunday in an ice cream parlor, Jeremiah was requested to choose between a chocolate sundae and a banana split. Being a true blue American, determined to continue as he began, rejecting the either-or of Kierkegaard and many another European, refusing to accept alternatives, refusing to believe the choice of between, rejecting selection, denying dilemma, electing absolute affirmation, knowing in his breast the infinite and the gold of the endless frontier, the deathless West. Both. I will have them both, declared this true blue American in Cambridge, Massachusetts on an April Sunday, instructed by the great department stores, by the 5 and 10, taught by Christmas, by the circus, by the vulgarity and grandeur of Niagara Falls and the Grand Canyon, tutored by the vulgarity, grandeur, and infinite appetite, gratified and shining in the darkness of the light on Saturdays at the double bills of the Moon Pictures, the consummation of the advertisements of the imagination of the light, which is as it was, the infinite belief in infinite hope of Columbus, Barnum, Edison, and Jeremiah Dixon.
Hi, my name is Xiaoyi He, and I'll be performing The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay on leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, Some were ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Catherine Hu, and I'm going to recite Immortal Sails by Alfred Noyes. Now, in a breath, we'll burst those gates of gold and ransack heaven before our moment fails. Now, in a breath, before we too grow old, we'll mount and sing and spread immortal sails. It is not time that makes eternity. Love in an hour may quite outspend the years and give us more to hear and more to see than life can wash away with all its tears. Dear, when we part, at last, that sunset sky shall not be touched with deeper hues than this. But we shall ride the lightning ere we die and seize our brief infinitude of bliss. With time to spare for all that heaven can tell, while eyes meet eyes and look their last farewell. Thank you.
My name is Monty, and I will be reciting It Was Not Death, For I Stood Up by Emily Dickinson. It was not death, for I stood up, and all the dead lie down. It was not night, for all the bells put out their tongues for noon. It was not frost, for on my flesh I felt siroccos crawl. Nor fire, for just my marble feet could keep a chancel cool. And yet it tasted like them all, the figures I have seen, set orderly for burial, reminded me of mine, as if my life were shaven and fitted to a frame, and could not breathe without a key, and I was like midnight, some, when all that ticked has stopped, and space stares all around. Or grisly frost, first autumn morns, repeal the beating ground. But most like chaos, stopless, cruel, without a chance or spar, or even a report of land to justify despair. Thank you.
Hello again. My name is Caitlin McCormick, and I will be reciting Friendship After Love by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. After the fierce midsummer, all ablaze, has burned itself to ashes and expires in the intensity of its own fires, there come the mellow, mild St. Martin days crowned with the calm of peace, but sad with haze. So after love has led us, till he tires of his own throes and torments and desires, comes large-eyed friendship. With a restful gaze, he beckons us to follow. And across cool, verdant vales, we wander, free from care. Is it a touch of frost lies in the air? Why are we haunted with a sense of loss? We do not wish the pain back or the heat, and yet these days are incomplete. Thank you.
I am Nicholas Neal, and I'll be reciting Hedgehog by Paul Muldoon. The snail moves like a hovercraft, held up by a rubber cushion of itself, sharing its secret with the hedgehog. The hedgehog shares its secret with no one. We say, "Hedgehog, come out of yourself, and we will love you." We mean no harm. We want only to listen to what you have to say. We want your answers to our questions. The hedgehog gives nothing away. Keeping itself to itself. We wonder what a hedgehog has to hide, why it so distrusts. We forget the God under this crown of thorns. We forget that never again will a God trust in the world. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alex Nessie, and I will be reciting Dirge in Woods by George Meredith. A wind sways the pines, and below, not a breath of wild air, still as the mosses that glow on the flooring and over the lines of the roots here and there. The pine tree drops its dead. They are quiet as under the sea. Overhead rushes life in a race. As the clouds chase. And we go. And we drop like the fruits of the tree. Even we, even so.
My name is Asha Ramakumar, and I will be reciting No Coward Soul Is Mine by Emily Bronte. No coward soul is mine. No trembler in the world's storm-troubled sphere, I see heaven's glory shine,
and faith shines equal, arming me from fear. O God within my breast, almighty, ever-present deity, life that in me hast rest, as I, undying life, have power in thee. Vain are the thousand creeds that move men's hearts, unutterably vain, worthless as withered weeds or idlest froth amid the boundless main. To waken doubt in one, holding so fast by thy infinity, so surely anchored on the steadfast rock of immortality. With wide, embracing love, thy spirit animates eternal years, pervades and broods above, changes, sustains, dissolves, creates, and rears. Though earth and moon were gone, and suns and universes ceased to be, and thou wert left alone, every existence would exist in thee. There is not room for death, nor atom that his might could render void, since thou art being and breath, and what thou art may never be destroyed. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Wyatt Wiesel, and I'm going to be reciting Numbers by Mary Cassatt. I like the generosity of numbers. The way, for example, they're willing to count anyone or anything. 2 pickles, 1 door to the room, 8 dancers dressed as swans. I like the domesticity of addition. Add 2 cups of milk and stir, the sense of plenty. 6 plums on the ground, 3 more falling from the tree. In multiplication school of fish times fish, whose silver bodies breed beneath the shadow of a boat. Even subtraction is never loss, just addition somewhere else. 5 sparrows, take away 2. The 2 in someone else's garden now. There is an amplitude to long division as it opens Chinese takeout box by paper box. Inside every folded cookie, a new fortune. And I never fail to be surprised by the gift of an odd remainder, footloose at the end. 47 divided by 11 equals 4, with 3 remaining. 3 boys beyond their mother's call. 2 Italians off to the sea. 1 sock that isn't anywhere you look. Thank you.
My name is Elaine Wright, and I'll be reciting Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Thank you.
That concludes number 9. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much. You have a break. B block begins at 10:15. Thank you very much. Contestants, please come up.